Yeah, so much to talk about because Filmy is such a powerhouse. Troll Tower has made a massive impact all for like a Camille ban first, is going to be like if someone is respecting the Camille, that the top lane is already good at the game. I'm sorry. It's just one of those things. It's like I don't know. Like I'm already hyped. A lot of focus on some hard hit and characters already. Immediate
Mhm.
Braum ban, immediate. It's like these guys have been watching the previous games,
Right.
just to see, where things are going. Lilia ban, I absolutely respect. I'm not really seeing a specific direction that either team is going for yet. They're just picking strong characters to ban,
Mhm.
and we're going from there.
I wonder how much of what happens this game will be dictated by what we weren't able to see off stream. Because,
Yeah.
like we were just saying, they finished playing each other like right
Mhm.
before the timer went up. If you guys remember that 7-minute timer, that was just after their game ended. So
Yeah.
they're we're talking they probably talked for 5 minutes after taking a bio break and grabbing a drink. So very, very likely that some of these bands were like, let's not see that again.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, that Camille was too much. I'm not sure if we have the ability to see who exactly they played, but that's okay. I love to speculate. Speculating is kind of my favorite thing to do.
Now, who played the Darius earlier? It wasn't Troll Tower.
I don't think it was Troll Tower. No. Man, I can kind of scrub through, but it's still a strong pick with how much flexibility was. The game that we did see with him in, he was like landing a Q on a single person, and then suddenly it was the Outlaws, ironically. So the
It
other
was the
guys,
Outlaws.
yeah. But still, very strong pick. A powerhouse and a tank. Um, Worthy of a ban if you want to play any amount of flexibility in the top lane.
Jinx and Tristana, two long late game marksman hyper carries locked in, and
Yeah.
I think that is telling of where this game is going to go. I don't. We might get some fist fights in top, but that's where our focus is going to be, is on the bottom lane, and they're going to try and get these champions farmed up and fed up, and come 20 minutes, 3 items, it's going to explode.
Yeah. What? Now we've seen this consistently throughout the tournament today that people have been picking their ADCs and then kind of not picking their supports right away. I'm extremely surprised that we don't see people Helio quicker, especially for how strong he is right now. Um, I know that like he can be counterpicked, and I know that he's better when the enemy team is picking CC. But like, I'm really surprised that we're not seeing like supports picked quicker, and that's kind of been consistent throughout the game so far. But they're also much better players than me, so who knows?
Mid laners have been locked in as well. Do we see the match on the jungle? I, I think that you could look for the support. Now, this is a flex. If they lock this in, that's a terrific flex. Could go jungle or support. Poppy is incredible in both of those roles.
Right, and it puts some pressure because Lee Sin, while he can go lanes, is certainly less strong than if he goes straight jungle, and so that puts even more pressure on their top lane uh, to pick blind. Now they do have some opportunities, some wiggle room, but especially with how much respect they've put on the top lane, banning the Darius, banning the Camille on both sides, it's clearly a lane that matters for these teams.
The pinch on the support role, I think, is really wise from Troll Tower. You want to get rid of things that will stop your Jinx from being able to farm. I think another good opportunity here would be something like Leona. Okay, but Greg, I can appreciate that. I think Gragas is an okay ban as well.
Yeah, we've seen him a lot. He just has a lot of like AoE impact in these team fights or whatnot. Irelia ban, I love it. I hate the champion right now. I can go talk about that later, but I don't have to see her because she's about to be banned. Please.
You cross your fingers there, Shazbot.
And she's actually really fun to watch. She's just really not fun to play against, especially when you continue these dogs that follow you around all the time. But yeah, I don't think we're going to see Fury this game, but insta-lock Lulu. I respect that a lot.
Okay.
That
Yeah,
allows them to have that top lane later and goes great with Jinx.
I agree. And the Lulu, when we were watching Lulu earlier today, those shields were incredible.
Hmm.
Just the sheer size of them. I don't understand what these guys are doing to make their shields quite that large. I can
Yeah.
never, and a good Lulu is going to be pivotal.
Yeah, I bet a big problem of that is the amount of ARAMs that we all play together,
You
which
have a point.
that. But yeah, so I'm really curious where they're going to pick for their top lane here because they have to pick someone. And whoever they pick is going to be rough. You can feel the hesitation. The Yorick.
Do we
That's
finally see it lock in?
we've been seeing so many Yorick bans.
Yeah, that's what's so interesting is the Yorick shouldn't be in.
Oh,
Okay,
oh,
what?
oh!
Oh man, they got me. You know what? The Trundle was a troll.
So true. Who's blocking us? We could see a Yorick in response. That's pretty funny. Um, I am very curious who they take here. Garen, kind of a nice safe ban, but has some clear counterplay to it. And now, the last time we saw Garen last game, we saw the phase rush version of Garen where
Yeah.
he's very slippery.
Oh
But
boy,
um,
that's one way to answer a Garen.
that is a way to answer Garen.
I respect this on a different level because I played top when I played on Summoner's Rift, and Vayne is one of the most frustrating champions to fight in solo queue. And the
Yeah,
reason for that is because you never get the pressure to two manner. She's such a squishy, easy to kill champion when you have two people, but if you're one, it's frustrating beyond all belief. But
yeah.
I also appreciate the pick because Silas can steal an ultimate. I don't think Vayne's is a very good one to take.
Yes, and I don't. I mean, it's okay. On the one hand, they have a very strong front line. Swain, Poppy, and the Lulu to buff anyone who gets jumped on. On the other hand, like besides very vaguely winning the matchup against Garen, what is she doing beyond that? If the answer is she's just going to split push the entire time, why didn't they pick Yorick? Like, Yorick's got a pretty good matchup
Okay.
against Garen. You know what I mean? It's like I think it's fine. I should be mad at it because she's a ranged top lane, but I'm not impressed by it. Is what I'll say. It's not that I'm mad at it. It's just like it's just a character.
So, what I think the choice is when we come to the team fight phase, who would you rather have in a team fight? A Vayne or a Yorick?
That's a tough question, and I think it would still be Yorick. I think it'd be Mundo. I think I'd still like, you know what I mean? It's like
I do.
it's I think you have so many answers to Garen that if you're picking someone to counter Garen, why not pick something else that matches your team? You know,
Mhm.
Vayne is strong. She's got the reset, she's got all that stuff, but I'm not seeing things that like enough CC to lock people down to make Vayne exciting or a way to throw Vayne. You know, like we've got Lulu and Lulu's gonna protect, but Lulu's also already protecting Jinx. Like,
And that right there, that's what I'm thinking the answer is. There are so many engage tools. If you blow them all on the Jinx, getting through the Lulu, through the Swain, through the Steadfast Presence, and suddenly there's a Vayne and you have no more crowd control. You have no more dashes. That's going to clean up the fight. And that's kind of where I think the direction is here is you do beat the Garen, you do have good split push, and if they're engaging hard on your Jinx, you then have free reign as the Vayne.
I'll give you that. I think that's fair if we hadn't seen the entire enemy team already.
Okay.
I'm seeing I see Lee Sin, I see Oriana, and I don't look at those champs and say Vayne. I
True.
see Tristana. Ugh, actually, like I dislike Vayne into Tristana. I dislike, and so again, it's like I think it's a fine pick. I think on paper Vayne is totally fine, and fits this team comp. And I think that there are, if Vayne is a B grade pick, I think that there are A rank picks and S rank picks. But SK2 might be the most cracked Vayne we've ever seen, and we'll get into that
Yeah,
loading
never know.
screen and see that 2 million mastery. Uh, Fair. And we have an Oriana and a Silas.
It just occurred to me that they locked in Oriana. We were talking so much about other things that it slipped past us. Oh, that's
All right,
fascinating.
reset to one. We're back to PLC. Welcome to the finals. They have an Oriana, so that's a support Silas.
I think that's great. I think that's great because when you pick your support, think about what it is you want out of a support champion. Silas has mobility to protect. He has crowd control. He's got sustain for himself, and he is kind of like picking Brand. And so I can really respect that, especially if you're looking at the Tristana who just wants to farm. You can use this Silas who can heal himself to just be a nuisance in the front line, get out with the abscond, and yeah, I can see it.
Look, both teams are great players. They're excellent. I've got a lot of respect for them. I also think Silas is looking like a squirrel right now, or a cupcake, depending on what skin Lulu chooses. I just, I agree. I don't think he's bad. We'll see. We'll see. All right. I don't want to bring the vibes down. I'm very excited for this game. I think Filmy and Troll Tower both have great comps. Well, let's go. Let's go. I'm gonna play. We're gonna play.
So then, the other thing we need to talk about as we're in our 3-minute spectator delay is the Poppy is actually an incredible pick because of the Silas, because of the Lee Sin and the Tristana. All three of these champions use their dives, their jumps as engage tools. And so if you can stop that, even if it's one of them, that can really hurt Filmy's opportunities to start a fight.
Yeah, let's talk about things that I really like. The middle three champions on both teams, the Lee Sin, the Oriana, the Tristana, love it. Just incredible, awesome. You want to do the K-pop thing, love it. Poppy, Swain, and Jinx, awesome, great champions. Like I love the how are you going to get to my Jinx? Like, yeah, right. Like, nicely sin, buddy. Like, come fight us. But I also love the Oriana ball onto the Lee Sin, just like yoinking those guys to the other side, and then Lee Sin walking at Jinx. I think this is a very exciting. And from both teams, I love these middle three champions. They're the team comp on their own. It's just when we look at that Vayne or we look at that Silas that I'm like, okay, you're allowed to have pocket picks.
So in the chat, let's see if you know of any dark tech that Shazbot and I are not aware exists. Because if you have some extra insight, you've heard what we think. Let's hear what you think, because I can see the vision. And I like the thought, and I really appreciate the differences, right? One of the most exciting things about PLC is getting these types of picks, seeing the Silas support, seeing the diversity of champions throughout the day, and we certainly haven't seen a Silas support.
Totally. What I will say, they banned Camille, they banned Gwen, they banned Irelia. All three of those champions I would have loved to see in this spot instead. So that could be a part of it, is that like you're running out of champions to pull from your pool. Same with Silas. Like they banned Tom Kench, they banned Thresh. I think that those champions belong in that spot as well. I think a lot of things that the Silas or the Vayne are doing are like less good versions of the champions that were banned, and I think that might play a big part of it. Is when the timer starts to come down and you're like looking at your ever shrinking pool of champions, that could be part of it. You know what I mean?
I do, and I have another thought. We've now everyone. We need to understand something. This is going to be a little bit of a tangent. We'll get back to the game. One of the big things about PLC is we want it as accessible to everyone to come play as possible. That's why we use our draft tools. That's why it's free. That's also why we don't do fearless drafts. It's all best of ones.
Hmm.
But I've seen a few people ask about it. I wonder if these teams are doing their own fearless draft with themselves, and that's why they are out of champions.
If if that's the case, that that would be awesome. And the only thing I'd ask is that you tell us as shoutcasters because I want to like highlight that. That is so cool. Um, and honestly, it might be more likely than we expect. So super, super cool read. If that's the case, what an incredible gentleman's handshake. What are you guys doing in that top bush?
They are ready for our semifinal, everybody. Thank you so much for being here with us. I see 16 of you in the chat. Let's see some excitement for Filmy versus the Troll Tower. Now, this is really SK2
Oh,
might be in some trouble. SK2 on the vein,
whoa.
flashes away into the top brush, actually makes it out cleanly.
Wow, what a beautiful flash. Rough that you don't have flash that early, especially against a Garen with phase rush and ignite. But you're alive, and alive is
Yeah.
pretty good. Tyler One says something about not dying and winning games. So,
Yeah. I have been thinking about that clip for a long time.
hmm.
And when you think about people qualified to say something about how to get good at League of Legends, the guy who repeatedly has been to challenger every season since Draven came out, let's be real,
Uh-huh.
has done it in multiple regions and solo on every single role, he might be the guy.
Yeah, it legitimately like I have a lot of criticisms for Tyler One and the his behavior, and there's a lot to respect about the guy. And I think "Don't Die Forehead" is actually like like good advice. I think if you're trying to work on anything, not dying is really important. Then
Mhm.
after that, building an ego enough to make plays is also really important. But
Yeah.
I think not dying is a respectable thing. If you're a new player, don't die as much. It's really
Mhm.
important.
Yeah, I concur. And so, lesson learned, don't die, especially early. Like, imagine 300 gold is it's a set of boots,
Yeah,
right?
totally.
It's a full starting item higher than the other player.
Without even talking about the time spent dead. That's the most
Mhm.
important thing is that when you're dead, you're not getting XP.
Ooh.
Look at this vein dunk on this Garen. Oh man. Sorry. Sorry, a little salty. All right.
That's okay.
I want to talk about another thing. Did they
Yes.
buff phase rush or something recently? Why in the world does Oriana and Poppy have phase rush? Like,
So the
uh-huh.
Oriana has been a thing for a while, but we have to talk about this first.
Whoa.
Iceman Rai does go under the turret, immediately comes out. That was a flash burned on the Jinx. So Dilly Dally's going to be in a weird spot for the next 5 minutes.
Man, Filmy is just the eater of flashes. I mean, they're very good flashes, but they're flashes nonetheless on the side of Troll Tower. So
They're
they're
still
about
here. But here's the Poppy. Verso throws in upset life. He pops up the
ooh.
steadfast presence. They almost have the damage. Iceman Rai has to flash away as well. But first blood goes to Dilly Dally on the Jinx. One more auto attack. Upset life goes down as
Whoa!
well. They want the triple kill. Derry goes down and feat of warfare to the Troll Tower at 3.5 minutes.
That is an insane pickup against the former tournament winners to have 3 kills on your hyper carry this early on the game. Not looking good. Now,
SK2 is ignited, is going to use the condemn to stay alive, but that's a great choice in summoner spell from KFC Superfan up on the top side.
yeah, man. Oh man, we've talked so much about KFC Superman. The mention of his name just brings up a lot. I
Well, he played support.
That's right. Yeah, he's not the traditional top laner.
They need to be
Uh,
careful. Wazy is in a lot of trouble. That Silas was on his way, but he is support. He is still strong. Verso is running away. Geo wants to get a little bit more damage. They make it out.
okay, that this is a big win. One thing that I discounted on Silas that I need to bring up right now is that his roam is really good. His ability to pressure other lanes as well as epic monsters is really important. And people like say Soraka don't do it as well. And so I like that. I think Silas ganking other lanes is really strong. I had to remind myself he wasn't jungle here.
Yeah. Jungle or mid, ganking the mid lane. Yeah,
Right.
and that's one of the other things. I'm sure that players also have that same thought. They're like, "Wait, Silas is here.
Hmm.
Oh, he doesn't have any items to deal damage." But
Right.
it's the same thing as having a hook champion that you explained earlier, I think.
Yeah, yeah, that you've got that flexibility in the Game Pass. I think that's really I think that's respectable. I think that paired with the Oriana makes it a better and better pick. I'm still trying to find reasons to like this Vayne pick, but I know SK2 is a good player, and so I'm sure we'll see it. I'm sure we'll see it.
Well, 9 CS up is one reason, right? You've got that extra experience. You survived the initial part of the game to the point where your flash is back up. You didn't die to the ignite play underneath the turret,
Yeah. Uh,
but a lot of game to play. We'll see if Vayne holds out on SK2.
unlike a lot of people, love to be proved wrong. I think it's very funny when I'm super confident in something and it doesn't pull through. I just want to see it. I want to see it happen, and we'll go from there. Um, but
And
as of
confirmed, by the way, because we've hung out outside of casting League of Legends, and that
yeah,
is true.
I'm a weird guy, but in positive ways, I hope. It does look like we're going for the Drake here. It looks like a little bit of a pillow fight up in the top side. Half the Drake is down, and looks like the blue team, Filmy, is going to be kind of responding to it.
Iceman
Whoa!
Rai gets onto Dilly Dally with the Sonic Wave. Does he jump over the wall? You don't. I think that was a really wise choice. All Verso had to
Yeah.
do was hit W, but now Iceman Rai is caught in a weird spot. Verso wants to go in. The Vision of
Oh
Empire gets a
no!
slow on Iceman Rai. So does the Zap. They get him polymorphed, and he makes it out past the Steadfast Presence. That was so close.
Man, this Swain is really making his presence known. A plate does go to the side of Oriana, but I'm noting that Swain already has. Is that two plates on his side? Swain is
No,
very strong right now. Am I?
no,
Is it just too
that's
small?
a
Okay,
five.
it's a
Yeah,
five.
it's just
Never mind.
small. It's a
But
five.
he's still making a big presence, which is really good. To be able to make that impact with that slow is very scary. Uh, and yeah, thank you, Billy, for the Dilly Dally Dimmadome, which is pretty good. It's a good reference. I like that very much.
Oh boy. You can always count on Billy to have something fun to say in the chat.
Good old Billy. Billy, not Billy. Awesome. But yeah, I think we're gonna kind of slow down into this stage of the game. I don't think any of these champions are champions that are like, aha, I have my ultimate. I'm going to start killing you now. Um,
No.
but we're to that stage. We do have the Oriana ult online, and it doesn't look like we're looking for any plays so far. The grubs are spawning soon, and both junglers are nearby, so that might be a portion of it. But so far, we're just going to see more and more of that pillow fight. Seeing Coles come down on the ADCs is very standard. Just means that, like, hey, I don't think I'm going to murder you anytime soon, so just going to get some money off of it. I
Yeah.
think it's the right play.
Well, and it's what you want with those high scaling champions like we've been discussing. But our fight up here on the top side, Iceman, Ryan, Geo are ready to
Ulti comes
gank
out.
SK2. And that is a nice keeper's verdict to kick Iceman Rai out. Ironically, right? Because Lee Sin's usually doing the kicking. Wazy has shown up. He is on to Geo. That flash was huge. Shockwave pulls Wazy in, but no fight to be had.
That's excellent. That's good. They're just starting the grubs anyways, even though Leeson's had plenty of time to walk back from that ulti. Um, Not a lot of skill shots are landing, and yet there's a lot of pressure being made on both sides. This Jinx is terrifying. She does way too much damage for this to be 9 minutes in the game.
Oh,
Who gave her a BF sword, dude?
those 3 kills.
Yeah, I know where they came from, but why did they do it?
It yeah, exactly. You never
Totally.
want that. That's as bad as the Smolder a few games ago,
Oh
give
yeah,
a couple
you're
kills.
right.
But
Oh right.
one of the other important things is the grubs were saved. Filmy was able to pick those up, and I think that's important when you consider what Vayne might be doing later in the game with that
Hmm.
split push. A Vayne with Void Grubs is going to take a turret way, way faster than should be possible. It would be the same thing as you were saying. Why do you have a BF sword? Why did you already take a turret? It's
Yeah,
crazy.
totally. Do you want to lose the game? No, totally. But I'm also not seeing this Vayne built hole breaker, so you know what's up with that.
True.
So,
Wouldn't that be
oh,
fun?
got a pause come out.
And
But
that's okay though, because there are big things to discuss.
yes,
The
like those wild arrows.
That was exactly what I was gonna say. The Utah
Ah,
Wild Arrow's already completed. It is not even 10 minutes, and Jinx has the completed Wild Arrows and is halfway back to lane. This Jinx is scary. That's a four-syllable scary.
yeah, it's terrifying, and it's rough because if you're playing Tristana, you're like, I am ready to be the biggest, baddest hyper carry. Hey, no fair. They're a bigger, badder, scarier hyper carry. Like Tristana will have her chance as she gets that range and is buys those items, but as of right now, it's kind of rough. I don't envy Derry, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Another thing that is important to think about is the way the oh, I just lost my train of thought. There we
Welcome
go.
back, choo choo.
I thought that was just a weird lag on my side. I didn't realize the stream had actually paused. Thank you, production.
Oh, Server Panda, you are so true. 3 deaths in 10 minutes in. This isn't PLC. This
Yeah,
isn't what
right.
I bought tickets for.
Verso goes in onto Geo, a decent
Whoa.
shockwave to keep himself alive for a little
Oh,
bit, but it is not enough. Wazy will pick up that kill. Gibbon is the next target. Resonating strike is too far away and too risky. No kill on the bottom side.
no, my body says no. Uh,
Oh, but look,
but
that's a wild growth on upset life. That actually could
ulti,
have been.
ulti.
Oh my gosh, Dilly Dally!
What?
Got the kill, and Upset Life gets smashed against the wall, knocked up as well. But the keeper's verdict: Upset Life has to ult himself. He does have the extra hit points, but he is slowed down, has to flash away. And that, wow,
What a
what a
read.
shot!
What?
Against the wall, Verso gets the angle.
Oh my
Oh my
goodness.
gosh!
And suddenly we're 0-6. This Jinx has 4 kills. Why does she have 4 kills? Oh my goodness, they might take turret here too. That's no, it's not enough damage. But still, oh
No,
my goodness. That's not okay. So what was that there? Like she just knew that he would go to Krugs and gave him enough time to stand there at Krugs? That's
well, I think it's an understanding of the jungle role. Maybe Verso was like, "Hey, he's at Krugs right now," because they definitely don't have vision.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah,
I
what a
agree.
read!
I thought she might just be aiming for the angle.
Ooh,
Oh wait, they're taking.
SK2 is ignited and it got a lot of damage. And
Woo!
that right there is the one ultimate that says, no, I'm going to kill you now.
What? No assist, Lee Sin?
He didn't make it.
Yeah, no, I think I'm trying to give. I mean, like Vane's got some CS lead for sure for being a range top lane, but I'm trying to give reasons. The last time we saw Vane top lane in PLC, and I could not tell you when that was, but I remember she struggled as well. That it seemed like a Vane top should have been a much scarier, much more oppressive presence, and I just don't see. Like you're gonna hate me for this. Why didn't he pick Timo?
I
You
thought
know?
about Timo. I legitimately thought that I do believe Timo into Garen isn't a bad pick. So
Yeah,
it
and
was on my mind.
I wouldn't have liked Timo there. It would have been funny, but I don't love it. Oh my goodness, this
Okay, and
man.
on to Wazy. It's a 1v3. They do have the shockwave. They displace him a little bit. They get the kick,
Guilty.
dodge out the Jinx ultimate. Upset Life, though, is going to be pulled in, and Wazy's just way too drain tanky. SK2 has made it over the wall. One
Whoa!
auto attack secures him the kill. Geo has to dodge out the Vision of Empire. He does, but the Vayne is on the chase.
It is insane to think that Filmy, this incredible, powerful, wonderful team, is losing this hard, is having such a tough time against a brand new presence. I love that we have new people that just show up and wreck everything. It's
Super
so cool.
fan, knocked against the wall, knocked against the wall, knocked up. He is fast because of the phase rush and his
Oh
decisive strike,
man.
but Verso picks up another kill, 204 on the Poppy, and using the champion to great effect.
Dang, and that is a Sundered Sky on the Poppy, no less. That just I'm telling you, man, those middle three champions are terrifying. And the Blackfire Torch on the Swain, I really feel like, man, I want to talk about more about the Swain too, but there's just so much going on. There's so much aggro being pulled by the Poppy, by the Jinx. I mean, even the Lulu is just doing well. Already has her first item completed is kind of terrifying.
401 on this Jinx, but at the same time, 202 on the Swain. I think Wazy is playing a really
Really well.
quiet power game.
Yeah, yeah. I think even when he gets engaged on by three people, like he's confident enough to be able to turn around a little bit. Still walking away, but still able to kind of pull them in so that if they turn around, the Jinx rocket comes in. You know that they have the comms. That Jinx isn't just like mindlessly farming the coal. Like
Yeah.
man, this is why I like this new team is that they clearly have the comms. Speaking of comms,
So,
look who's in that bush.
one more thought here
Pink,
is
though.
that
Mhm.
we need to remember Geo, that Victor game where he was behind the whole time and ended up winning them the game.
So
Never count him out.
true.
SK2 is in some trouble. He is ignited. He is hit really, really, really hard. Superfan is there with
Boom.
the ultimate, and that is another kill. That's 2-1 on the Garen. Big play by Iceman Rye as well to get that vision and help secure it. First turret? Yeah, first turret.
Yeah. First turret and bounty, no less. So all this money coming in from the Garen, who is matching CS on the Vayne. Is Garen enough to win the game? I don't think so, but I'm glad that they have something in this because if he's pushing, no one's responding to him. He's about to
Mhm.
get tier two turret. Like that's substantial. That's
And that
very substantial.
it goes all the way back to that grub take.
Yes. Yeah, you're so right. Getting 3 grubs, on someone man, I swear people are allergic to building Hullbreaker. Is it really a bad item? I might be sabotaging my own team when I buy the item, but I really, really like it,
No,
because pulling that aggro away from the other lanes that are losing, is really important in a situation like this.
I like Hullbreaker as well. They did some really cool changes to make it a more viable item. I think
Yeah.
that it's so unstandard. People might not remember it's there, but Upset Life might be in some trouble. He might need to engage. Dilly Dally gets pulled in by the shockwave and the knockup from Upset Life, and that is shut
Huge.
down gold on to the
Huge.
Jinx. Gibbon knocked back by the Buster shot in a brush with Vision. Derry wants to go in. Geo
Wow.
picks up the kill. Verso knocks no one away. Iceman Rai has joined the fray as well, but now that's 4 kills for FM.
Oh,
That was a 2 for 0.
okay, we're in this, and no less because of someone that you just mentioned, Geo. Super, super cool, very well played. That is what Tristana needed to get back into the game, especially because they're going one for one on the same items.
It is a 4 versus 2. Wazy might be in trouble here. Iceman Rai wants to go in. The Zonias is popped by Wazy. He flashes over the wall. Verso was left alone, but he secures it. Iceman Rai takes the Drake, saves the feats, and they pick up another kill. And Filmy are right back in this game.
Wow. Okay. Suddenly, the game that looked pretty doomed is like super close. They're within half a K of each other to be able to just do all of this. I think yes, the top turret is still up for tier two. Like we maybe that's all that was needed is that Garen just needed to shove in that tower and win his lane, and suddenly like we've got a game going on. He's got that stride breaker going. He gave the shutdown goal to the Tristana. Tristana immediately turned that around to a shutdown. I think this is looking pretty good. I do think they lose the tower here. That's okay. Not the end of
Yeah.
the world. But yeah, now the gold is evening up. And we have 2 carries that are online.
Dilly Dally's the target. Sonic Wave resonating strike. They have the slow. They have the Jinx rocket from Upset's life. They get the
Boom.
first kill. Gibbon is really slow. Geo is here and saving the day once again. Geo with the Oriana is saving Filmy. Ultimate from KFC Superfan will pick up yet another kill. Wazy goes down. SK2 needs to join Verso. They do a lot of damage. He gets the slow from the Stride Breaker, runs away with the phase rush, and KFC Superfan stays alive while his team continues to pressure around the map, bot side, mid lane, all the turrets are falling down.
Super well played. Filmy is turned this around. Is kind of like the team unknown of old, where things didn't look good, and then suddenly they made plays of all together. It's really fun to watch. As now they've turned a gold deficit into a huge gold lead. Very well played. Is someone gonna pick up that eye? Okay, cool. Thanks, Poppy.
And that is feat secured for the troll tower. They definitely got it with
Mhm.
the three, what's it called? Monsters. The monster hunting is what got it for him, right? The two drakes and the Rift Herald. It was really close because first turret was secured by Filmy, but those
Yes.
first three kills by Troll Tower
Yeah.
really made it easy.
Yeah, and it's tough too because as much play as they were giving on the map, it was impossible to secure it all, and so they chose not to keep the feats and instead take the towers. And I think that's an okay choice. I
I
think they'll be
concur.
fine. Yeah,
Yeah, it's all about gold value, right? The feats are only as strong as the stats they give you, and you get gold from taking turrets. So as long as you stay even in the value that you get from what's on the map,
yeah.
it's fine.
I will say, and maybe this is a heretical thing to say, but I see two boots of swiftness on the side of Troll Tower, and I think that you can only buy that item if you get the feats. Not that you can't, but more that it's not a viable item unless you upgrade it. Because once it's upgraded, it's very scary. Um, but it's like, whoa,
Gibbon gets taken down to quite a low health bar. He runs away. Iceman doesn't get the kill, and Derry gets knocked away. No, Verso knocks someone else away, but that's the first kill. Verso doesn't have his knockback anymore. Wazy is in the front line. He's taking a lot of damage. He goes down. Derry gets the jump onto Verso. Iceman Riot almost goes down underneath the turret, but now Superfan is under fire.
it's the
SKG
vein.
is chasing after. Upset Life. Derry and Iceman are running. They get some honey fruit. They don't want to fight the vein. Oh, never
It's
mind. They do. Sonic Wave doesn't quite land.
That's super interesting that Vane didn't want to fight there, that they were confident enough to do that. I think all parties were correct in that, but it's interesting that the reset champion gets one reset and then isn't able to continue it further. But very well played team fight by Filmy to be able to steal some of those kills, especially as deep under tower as they were. A
Mhm.
death on Swain is pretty big, honestly. Like as quietly powerful as Wazy has been, he is still powerful.
Oh yeah,
And so that was a good pick on their side.
especially with the components of the Zonya's complete here. He's almost there. He
Yeah.
has the broken arm guard, but
Mhm.
the the rod is already in. So just a few
Yeah.
more waves and he'll get that full Zonya's, and he's going to completely change the landscape of team fights once he has that.
Yeah, and he's a threat wherever he is located, just like
Oh,
Oriana.
Epsilon Life got the hit onto
Wow.
Dilly Dally, and Darius on a rampage. And this is what we were talking about. When you play a champion like Jinx, you cannot be that far ahead, just like our
Mhm.
misfortune from game number one. And
Yeah, it's
Dilly
it's
Dally.
really important for these champions to play more carefully to kind of carry the win over the line instead of to make these risky moves and then to lose these shutdown goals. Suddenly, Tristana is the preferred carry. How did that happen?
A couple misplays and a great comeback from the side of Geo. I don't think we can sing this dude's praises enough because he's it. He's hit. I
Yeah,
think the kids say he's him.
he is him. She is
Verso
him.
goes in on to Upset Life. He's gonna go down easy here. Verso will pick up that kill.
Yeah, it's very quick plays, very sudden. We're seeing one kill on one side, one kill on the other side, one tower on one side, one tower on the other side. Not soul point, not anything too special yet, and yet,
Verso might be in some trouble.
woo!
Pulled in from the shockwave into the resonating strike. Iceman Rye picks up another one. It, just pick after pick. Filmy have scaled. I think that's what we have to say.
Yeah, and it's not getting better for the side of Troll Tower. Now, they're not out of the game yet, but it's looking a little dire. I feel like every minute that passes in this game is a little bit worse for the side of Troll Tower, despite how strong of an early game they had. And I also still think that Dilly Dally is still a strong person. They just made a couple mistakes in this mid game.
Absolutely.
Gotta be careful with that ball though. It's doing a lot of
That's
damage.
three, and in comes Upset
Ooh.
Life. Gibbon really wants this turret. He does take it down, but at the cost of two lives here. And Otacon was taken up on the top side. I didn't even see that happening. Wazy under fire now. Derry has the heel cut. Iceman Rai doesn't land the Sonic Wave and now finds Verso. Is not stunned, but he does get the kick onto Derry. Verso running away, caught by
Wow.
Upset Life. Wazy wants to try and do something, has his ultimate running, but he's in against three, almost underneath his turret, goes into the Zonyas. Underneath the turret, he goes down, and they're just going to charge at this turret. The mites might count for the backdoor bonus, and they take another turret. Filmy fully in the driver's seat now, 4,500 gold ahead.
Absolutely incredible. And Silas is kind of online now that he's been able to finally finish one of his items. Very expensive Lich Bane is actually going to give him damage instead of like tankiness or something that you would find on other hook champions. And he's making plays just like any of the other members of his team. Um, and yeah, I really do agree with you. I feel me is in the driver's seat, is basically taking some objective on the map at any given point that we have them taking the top tower. And then it's like, as we're recovering from that, they're starting Baron. Or as we're recovering from that, they're going to be taking another tower. And I think this pace is really starting to get at Troll Tower, and I don't think they're
Mhm.
able to keep up.
What else is fascinating is if we look down the line, our CS numbers, meaning our experience, is pretty close to even.
Mm.
Top levels, even. Mid levels, even. Bot lane, there's a little bit of a disparity. In the jungle, 2 level lead for Iceman, but they're able to farm well enough. Let's take a look at these gold values. Thank you very much, production. Only 600, the difference in the top. Only 500 the difference in jungle. Like these players are still really close to each other, and it's just where where did the switch get flipped, I think, is the real question, because you brought it up. Jinx was
Mhm.
ahead 4-0, and now suddenly the Tristana is 4-1.
Yeah, and absolute credit to Filmy to be able to hold this cool head for as long as they have, just because they've had such a disparity at the beginning of the game. You could call it a mistake, you could call it difficulty, but um, uh, it just is what it is. It's like the fact that they're able to turn it around is really important, and I think it should be commended.
I'm looking at our bounties here. 600 gold for Derry on the Tristana, 250 on Iceman Rai, who probably hasn't died since the early plays and has been doing marvelous work with this Lee Sin.
Mm,
And objective
yeah,
bounties are not available, but those are going to be your priority targets. Do they have a way to stop Derry from staying in the fight?
yeah, it's so wild. In basically every game, all 5 games that we've had on stream so far, we've had these like quiet powerhouses. In this game, it started as Swain, but I think Lee Sin should be for being in the right places at the right times, taking objectives. I think it is no small part that Filmy is back in this game because he's playing well. He may not have that flashiest kills or anything like that, but he's able to like contribute to this game. Very fun, very well played.
All right. Baron has been secured by Filmy. There might be an engage in the mid lane as the stream catches up. Ooh,
Woo!
Jinx Rocket almost goes in for the steal, but Upset Life finds Dilly Dally again. You might say he was dilly dallying in the mid lane where he should have been.
I don't think that's true, but I still find the joke funny.
Thank you.
And I think Dilly Dally has really been the Doug Dimmadome of big plays this game. The fact that he has called those rockets out has been a threat. I don't think he's out of the game. I think he's just having kind of a rough time. It honestly is legitimately crazy that he is struggling this much with a Lulu by his side. I don't think it's
Mhm.
Gibbon's fault. It's just kind of crazy that they're able to do this much despite Lulu's CC, despite the shields and the impact that Lulu has, and yet they still do that much damage. So just really well played by Filmy to be able to turn this game around as much as they have.
So I'm gonna bring it. These types of plays are what you have to watch out for. Geo just took a third of Dilly Dally's life without even using an ultimate. Verso gonna be the target here. KFC Superfan actually stunned underneath the turret. They take it down. He is condemned and flashed, so he's out really, really far. And now Troll Tower have to defend underneath their base against the Baron buff. But when you have Tristana and that bomb, it does not matter. First inhibitor turret goes down. First inhibitor goes down. And the side of Filmy want to go push for another lane.
I love those little grubs, man. They crack me up. But yeah, they're making impact. That's a huge slow. Are they going to get something off of this? Keeper's
They get
verdict
a
come out.
knock back. Upset Life knocks two back. I'm going to tell you, I still think that the Keeper's Verdict is one of the funniest animations in this game.
Oh, 100%. The Poppy rework, as sad as some of the old Poppy stuff was to go, I think they
Wazy
nailed it.
in trouble. No, he's good.
He's good. We're all good. No, I love Keeper's Verdict, and there's a little bit of a dance going on here, but the dance that can't last forever because of that big blue dot that is charging down the bot lane. There's a clock going on, and it is not in the favor of Troll Tower.
A
Whoa!
nice catch there. Geo gets the kill on Given. KFC Superfan onto Verso. And now we have the main push. Baron buff is still available. Grubs are there. The Void Mites rushing onto the turret. This is going to be the second inhibitor as Phil Me are looking for the win. Dilly Dally flashes away. Flash followed by Derry, who does secure
Wow!
the kill. He's late enough. He's got the crit. SK2 tries to get the kill onto Geo. Has to kite away. Unhit by Iceman Rye. But now Geo actually picks up the kill instead. Wazy underneath the turrets. It is
Crazy.
not enough. Derry trying to take them down. Wazy doing all he can. The turrets are out. The Nexus is exposed. Wazy goes into the Zonias, but it is too late. He will go down and Phil Me are victorious in our semifinal.